Alrighty. This video here is we're going to be doing. I made a post about the HDR-50 and the Torsica M4 carbine, and this is the Bowfishing rig. Yeah, it's pretty easy setup here. It's just an AliExpress Bowfishing reel. It's just a cheap one. I mounted and threaded and tapped a separate Picatinny rail / dovetail rail. And yeah, I just added this mount onto the Picatinny rail, and then the Picatinny rail just screws on with this knob at the top up there. But it's not completely done. I've done some tests, a power test here in the last video, or actually a couple videos ago. And I was able to get 38 foot-pounds, 51 joules, and I actually had a leak in one of my adapters, so I'm going to redo that. This isn't the longest barrel setup either, and also this is a Gen 1 HDR, so it has a threaded valve, so if I want to push the PSI up on my output tank, then I can do that as well. These Gen 3 ones seem to be having problems. Some of them have blown, apparently, as we've seen in the groups. But, yeah, pretty much this is pretty universal with Jonathan Scott's adapters. It goes into the brass cap they do. They got an on-off here, so that way you can gas on, gas off with a quarter turn. And we can put, you can do the HPA, you can set up here with the stock, or you can put a CO2 stock. And this here also is an on-off, just like this one. But this one's for CO2. But it's got an HPA connection, so it'll connect right into the HPA adapter, which we got before the GOG ASA on-off. So it screws right in there perfect. And if you want to shorten it up, you can always go in through here as well. So there's an adapter that screws in here from MCS, or Home Defense 24 has them as well. And you just screw the setup without the stock, of course. And that's it. It's not out of the way. It sits down kind of in between your arm, elbow, and your rib cage. So it's a nice little compact option. But yeah, you can go both in there, HPA, CO2, 88 gram, and from the back as well. 12 gram isn't 12 gram CO2 is not practical with this setup. It's just not enough power to sling that arrow. That is about a 23 gram. It's just 23 point something gram arrow, so that's pretty heavy. The most you usually see with the HDR is like 8.5 grams with them steel bearings, and Christ, we're getting up to 85 foot-pounds with those. And yeah, pretty much here's the arrow. I showed it off before. I'm not really finished it yet. It's got the slider on here. But you can put any kind of broadhead on here you want. I gotta get the barb tipped. Chances are I don't need it, because with this kind of power, we're going right through the fish, no problem. So once the arrow goes through the fish, all the way through like this, it's gonna, with the cable, it's gonna go through with the cable or the rope. And then it's going to come out the other side of the fish, and then when you reel it in, it's going to be pulled back like this. So that arrow ain't going through the fish sideways, so you'll be able to reel them in like that. But yeah, I basically just made a plug here. I stuffed some paper towel in there and a hard ball, and then I backfilled it with Gorilla Glue. And then I used the Gorilla Tape plug for a seal, and bored it out with the barrel. I think I went a little bit loose. I'm going to go a little bit tighter next time. And this is an old carbon fiber arrow shaft I use. I just cut the fins down. I did a few test shots and it flies perfectly straight. Well, I mean, for the distance you're shooting fish, it's great. But also, too, this thing can be used for hunting as well. This long rifle setup, not so much the last video I did with the shorter version. Unless you increase the barrel, then you can hunt some decent sized game. Because it takes, let me see here. I got that chart. Like for hunting, I mean, if you're just taking small game, anything up with an arrow, anything up to 25 foot-pounds, you can take rabbit, groundhogs, and small stuff like that. And then once you get up to 25 to 41 foot-pounds, this one's hovering right around 38 foot-pounds. So this is good enough for deer, antelope, and any kind of predators like your wildcats, like your mountain lions and stuff like that. Any kind of dog, coyotes, wolves. And once you start hitting 42 to 65 foot-pounds, you can take elk, black bear, wild boar, stuff like that. And then 65 foot-pounds and higher is Cape buffalo, grizzly, and muskox. And so far with this 8.5 gram steel bearings, we've hit 85 foot-pounds. So if we can transfer that into an arrow, you can hunt large game with this. No problem. 85, we only need 65 and higher. So that's the starting point for the toughest game. And yeah, like we've already seen on YouTube, you can see the airbows at 450 FPS dropping Cape buffaloes like a single shot you can take them in. So yeah, we're up there with the power. Right now I'm sitting at, with this arrow, I think it's right around 38 foot-pounds. So 25 to 41, you can take deer, antelope, and basically all the predators. Predator type game. But anyways, guys, yeah, I just wanted to show you this quickly, and I'm just basically all in test phases and stuff right now, but eventually it'll get around the summer and I'm gonna get out and might take a couple carp and just show you what this can do. And I'm gonna find out the laws and stuff and see what I can take first. And I know there's schools of sucker fish in them rivers and stuff, and the creek beds that go into the lake all along where I grew up. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, also too, for hunting and stuff, you would take this piece off and the string, you take your reel off and just use it as a normal rifle. But and the good thing about this is you can stick this arrow in. It has a special plug it comes with to replace in the middle of the cylinder, that little gear that rotates the metal part that pops out of the mag. It has a piece you can put in there, and when you put the magazine in, it won't spin the rounds. So that way you can back the arrow all the way down the barrel right into the magazine. You can put the plug that I showed you on, and then that'll go right in with that seal plug, the white tape I used. And yeah, pretty much you can load 5 rounds or 50 cal rounds after the arrow. So once you shoot your arrow, you can still be armed for I mean, if you have to take follow-up shots or something like that, or if you're camping or whatever and predators come around, it's a good little deterrent. Yeah, plus people have a lot of pests and stuff that destroy their gardens and their farms and crops and their houses, and they get in their roofs and in their sheds and stuff like that. And, yeah, they make a mess and cause some damage. So a lot of people like to use this stuff for pest control too. I personally don't like killing animals and stuff like that. Fishing, I'm usually a catch and release guy, but the areas where I fish at, down along the Credit River and along the edge of Lake Ontario, near the waterworks where the old hydro plant used to be. There's a lot of guys that'll buy the fish off you. They offer you $10, $5, whatever they can get it for you. But yeah, I don't care if they pay for it. As long as somebody takes it and then and they're gonna eat it, then the fish didn't die in vain. But anyways, guys, yep. Just wanted to show you this. You guys take care and have a good one.